Hello and welcome to the latest edition of our Max Sport My Motivation campaign. Our latest guest is Irish hockey star Nikki Evans. Nikki, you're very welcome. How are things?
Hi Mary, how are you? Not too bad, thanks.
Good. Yeah, it's such a strange time even chatting over the internet now and not meeting face to face, but that's life now. So how has the last few months been for you?
Yeah, interesting, all right, and certainly not forecasted, but I suppose not what I thought the first 6 months of 2020 was going to unfold for me like. But listen, it is what it is, and yeah, I've done the most to try and change and adapt and kind of just enjoy maybe a little bit of free time and daytime, because normally I don't have so much of that spare time on my hands. So yeah, trying to make the most of it.
I can imagine life probably lead before this happened was pretty hectic with so much going on for you. But like right now, you should have been heading off to the Olympics pretty soon, at least, kind of packing the bags anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit surreal to think our team for the Olympics would have been selected now, and we would have been full steam ahead with our preparations. And we had every day set out, every training, what it was going to look like, and each step of the way. And yeah, I suppose just a lot of uncertainty around it and a lot of change. But one of the things that our new head coach, when he came in last summer, Sean Dancer, had said to us was, those that can adapt the most are the ones that are going to succeed. So I suppose that mantra has really come to the fore in the last couple of weeks and months. And yeah, just trying to live in the moment and be present and let things unfold. And it's a lot of things are outside our hands, so just trying not to get too stressed about everything.
So training wise then, like what have you been doing in the lockdown?
So initially it took a while for the Olympics to get delayed, and then we didn't know how long it was going to be delayed for. So we were just training away by ourselves as we kind of went into the first phase of lockdown. And then when it came out that it was going to be delayed, we were given time away from the program. So we had about 3 or 4 weeks downtime. And, in that time you could do what mentally and physically you liked yourself. And then now we're back into training and back into our program. So we have our GPS units that we upload ourselves twice a week. And then with that, we're doing maybe 3 to 5 runs and 3 gym sessions. And the program's quite flexible, because some people are on a farm or in the countryside or in the city. So it's just kind of about what you can do and make the most of what you have. So I'm lucky that I live with one of my best friends and teammates, Anna Flanagan. So we've had each other in lockdown. So I suppose having that support from each other, we've been trying to be as creative as we can with workouts and staying fit and healthy, because exercise is a great way, just to relieve your stress hormones, and at the same time like increasing those endorphins that just give you a release and make you feel really good about yourself. So yeah, I've been exercising away in lockdown, and now we're back into the full swing of things, and hopefully not too much longer till we're back on the pitch.
So 2 international hockey players living together, how competitive is it?
Listen, if you asked some of our other teammates, they'd probably tell you that we are 2 of the most competitive people in the squad. And so we've grown up together. We've played hockey since we were 14 together. And yeah, it's really cool. We're both lawyers and qualified lawyers, and we were away in Europe for the past couple of seasons playing abroad. And last summer, when we moved into more of a full-time program of the funding that we'd gotten from our World Cup successes, and we moved together. So yeah, so far so good.
When it comes to like doing workouts and times and all that sort of stuff, do you motivate each other? Do you drive each other on, or what way does it work?
Yeah, I suppose we're just so intrinsically so self motivated and really determined that, and not every day are you having a good day, and that's completely normal. But I suppose the nice thing is having each other that you kind of feel like you don't want to let each other down. So you have each other to go through the workouts with, and that's been really nice. And I'm so grateful to have had her during this unprecedented and really unique time. So yeah, big shout out to my roomie Anna.
Because it's not easy to stay motivated all the time. You know, everyone has good days and bad days, and like I suppose it's kind of different for you guys because you do have an Olympics somewhere looming on the horizon. But like when you're having a bad day and you don't want to get up and do it, like how do you kind of get past that?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, everyone does have them. Like it's part and parcel of life, and especially with what's going on at the moment. You know, like there's more stresses, and especially if you're at home with a lot of people and work and things like that. So I know myself, like when you go on social media a lot and you're seeing things, and a lot of the time it can be that people are showing you what they want to see, what they want you to see, and it can be quite positive and great, which is also is great. But at the same time, I find myself, what has worked for me is that when I'm like a bit down or I'm in a bit of a slump, that I'll just tell someone, because it kind of helps me to talk through it then. And what I'll end up doing is just going out for a walk and clearing my head. And then, you know what, you actually just kind of grow yourself out of it, or someone just helps and picks you up alongside it. And I suppose the great thing about our team is that there's so much more that goes on behind the scenes with each other, and like we're a mad bunch of girls, but like there's friendships there that will last a lifetime for sure.
I think everybody that watched you guys over the last couple of years can really see that. There does seem like there's something very special about your international women's hockey team.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's certainly been the highs and the lows along the way. It was a long time coming, and I suppose sometimes you have to experience those low moments and those tough times and maybe near misses together to actually come out the other side, and it makes it all so much more worthwhile. And yeah, what you see is what you get with us. Like we just have a great time together. Like we appreciate the time that we've got together, because up until the World Cup, you know, we didn't have as much funding, and was quite a part-time program, and we were only the only team at the World Cup who wasn't in a full program before going into the World Cup. So that in itself, to come out the other side, we're so grateful to have more funding now and a home at the National Sports Campus on our own pitch to train on, and the facilities there are second to none. So yeah, I can't wait to be back with the girls, and just the buzz you get when you're training together, and the team camaraderie when you're in a team sport is just, yeah, it's really special.
Like the way you say it there, you know, it is great to have all those things, but it's pretty disappointing as well that it takes so long to get there, doesn't it?
In terms of
Like having your pitch and your home and your funding and everything that, you know, when we look at what you've achieved, you would think you deserved it anyway.
oh yeah, you know, I suppose before, up until the World Cup, like a big mantra in our team was like a no excuses mantra. So we never made excuses for it, and we made the most out of what we had. And you know, we had been knocking on the door of world hockey for so long, and I suppose when we just missed out on the Rio qualification in 2016, there was maybe like 9 or 10 of us who had stayed on after that cycle. And normally in Olympic cycles, it kind of ends a a team and an era. And you know, it was, yeah, they were really difficult times, and like some of the lowest of my sporting career, because we had lost our funding and like lost all our support then, and we only had each other. And you know, your hockey is amateur at the end of the day, and a lot of the girls, like they have jobs and degrees and teachers, doctors, lawyers, you know, you name it. There's a bunch of incredible women there, and yeah, we do it for each other, and that's why we play, for the love of the game. And I suppose the World Cup was an unbelievable journey, you know, and we didn't want to be a one-hit wonder, and backing that up and getting that Olympic qualification last October for Tokyo, I suppose, is a great feeling for us. And also knowing that we've already qualified for the Olympics, so we're not waiting on the qualification, and I think we're the first team there. So hopefully a couple more join us, maybe the men's sevens as well, and a couple more athletes along the way. So yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty at the moment, but I know, like, not only myself but the girls, were dying to get back together again.
just in just the practical implications of the Olympics being postponed, like you mentioned, like Olympic cycles, and we know that athletes plan their whole lives around Olympic cycles. When it's pushed back a year, what are the consequences for you guys as a team?
Yeah, massively. Like as I touched on earlier, you know, we knew what we were doing every single day from the turn of the year until after the Olympic cycle and how it was going to unfold. And so then when this pandemic broke out, there was so much uncertainty around it and how it was all going to look. And our staff and management are doing a great job at the minute to try and put things together. And yeah, everyone has made huge sacrifices, and you know, everyone has something that will impact on them with the Olympics being pushed out. But I suppose the hunger and the motivation and the drive is still there with the girls, and you won't be going to Tokyo to make up the numbers. And we definitely believe that we can set our sights on a medal.
It must be so competitive now, even having that extra year, like knowing that there'll be younger girls coming through as well. You'll have that extra bit of development. It'll make for a very interesting few months before you do get going.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, we're a squad of 30 plus athletes, and competition is fierce amongst the group. And, you know, I try to thrive off that and like really enjoy it. And it brings out the best in yourself. And our coach, Sean, he's really good with that. And, you know, he'll push us to be the best versions of ourselves. So, yeah, competition is really healthy. And, you know, another year gives another chance for everyone to improve and get a bit better, and give us more time to work on some things. And Sean had come in last summer. So, yeah, it definitely gives us more time to prepare and focus and see where we're at and give ourselves the best possible chance of winning a medal, because it's a childhood dream, really, you know, for anyone to win a medal at the Olympics. So that's very much where we'll be setting our sights.
There's no better carrot, really. Like, you know, if something is to get postponed, but you know, it's an Olympic Games representing your country, it's kind of almost worth the wait.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we've come so close on for 2012 and 2016, and there's a lot of girls who've been in the squad 9, 10, 11 years right now. So getting the Olympic qualification was just, yeah, it was massive for us. And to be able to do it at home in Dublin last October was incredibly special. You know, never in my lifetime did I ever imagine that a hockey pitch would be dropped on a rugby pitch in Donnybrook Stadium, and that you would sell out a crowd not 1 day but 2 days in the most miserable conditions. And people came out in their thousands to support. And so, yeah, that was the proudest moment of my sporting career. And it was insane.
It's crazy that things can change so quick, isn't it? You know, you're talking about losing funding to a pitch being dropped in Donnybrook and having the best day of your life in just the space of a few years.
I know. And even, you know, when we went to the World Cup in London, like not many people would have known that, one, there was a Hockey World Cup going on in London, and two, that we had qualified for it. So it was really, as London we got a couple of wins and we got off the best possible start, that this bandwagon, knowing the Irish, they're the best supporters in the world, started growing at home. And you know, the homecoming in itself just speaks trumps for what actually unfolded during those 3 weeks in London. And then, you know, from there, there's been a massive uptake in hockey, and it's great to see so many kids, but also women and mums and dads taking back up hockey who might have played it in school. So I know that the clubs are out the door at the minute, and there's a couple more clubs that have been set up on the back of the World Cup. So yeah, it's really cool, not only to for us and our like enjoyment and success, but to see it actually impact on the lives of other people and inspire hopefully the next generation coming through.
But Nikki, full credit goes to you, because like you're the ones who captured the imagination of the whole country, and not just because of your results, but the way that you played the game and the smiles on your faces. And just watching that, like, it kind of, I realized anyway that it's rare that you see that, you know, that you just see that unbridled joy on the sports field. Usually people are, you know, so serious, afraid to not look in the zone.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose for us, qualifying for the major tournament was like a massive success, and that was like the first stepping stone for us, because that in itself took like 2-3 processes, and we had to wait for other nations to qualify for us to eventually qualify. So we had like a waiting game of like 3 months. And I suppose all the hard work and the sacrifices that we had made along the way, like when we were going to London, we promised ourselves that we would live in the moment and take one game at a time and just enjoy it for what it's worth. Because you dream of playing at the top of your sport as a child, and to represent your country at a World Cup is incredible, but to get to do it with your friends that you've played with for years is just makes it so special. And I suppose just as it went on, and like we were just living in our own bubble in London, so we hadn't a clue what was going on at home until we got home, and we were like, what is this? Is this for hockey? Like, this is crazy. So yeah, it was so special, and memories that you'll never forget.
I can't wait for the reeling in the years and in years to come when we're looking back at that time, because it was so epic. So just in terms of training, like what have you been doing? Like what are what do you like to do? Do you like fitness? Do you like skills? What you gravitate towards?
Yeah, so I love to stay fit and healthy. Like for me, in lockdown, I've been trying to stay in routine because I know that works for me. So I like to get up at the same time every morning, and similar to some of the other athletes and the other sports that I've been on, I actually write my to-do list every morning for what I want to achieve for the day, because I've realized that I am privileged, that I'm fit and healthy, and I'm young, and I can make the most of training as a full-time athlete at the moment. So no matter how small the task is, cleaning your room or getting my workout done for the day, I'll write it all out in the morning and then set about my way. So yeah, I'm really into running and fitness and being a bit creative with the gym workout. So I'm hoping to trial a few now in a couple of weeks and see how they go put a session up with MC Sports. So I'm really looking forward to that. And just a mixture of like weightlifting and keeping the muscle mass on that we have, so that when we come back together, we're all at a similar level. And then a mixture of the high intensity workouts, which are kind of more like body weight things and power circuits. So that kind of gets the heart rate up, and some of them are horrendous now, like burpees and body weight lunges and squats. And we count our reps, and we'll always try to push ourselves and try get more the next time, or see what Anna got and what I got, and see who did better and who's on the dishes that night. But I suppose a mixture of gym and running. And then one thing that I have been doing a lot in lockdown is a lot more yoga online. So just having a bit more time to a bit of mindfulness and well-being. So that's been really nice.
So if there's anybody watching who someday would like to follow in your footsteps and go on and represent their country in hockey or any sport, what advice would you have for them?
I would say to them that if you want something in life, like, there are no barriers. The biggest barrier is yourself. And you can't take away from the thousands of hours of practice and hard work that you put into it. Because if you have it internally and you want to do something, like, you can set about to go and doing it. So for me, like, as a child, I was sports mad and I played everything, but it wasn't until secondary school that I eventually started hockey and I fell in love with it. But my motto has always been that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard enough, and I stand by it today, and it's got me to where I am. So yeah, to all the little kids out there, like, I hope that one day you'll play for Ireland, and just keep working hard and keep practicing.
And someday you might even head to the Olympic Games, which you hopefully will do very, very soon. Nikki, thanks so much.
Yeah, years to come. Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us. Really enjoyed it. And I'm going to start with the list making. That was really good advice.
Yeah, definitely. And I suppose one thing I would say is that as hockey players, like, we're full-time athletes, but we also have a career or a university or school alongside it. And growing up, for me, that always stood to me was your time management and the skill set that you can take from sport into your professional life or your education. And so you know, if you know that you have to do something by a certain time, that's what you're working towards, that's your end goal. But then you got to bring it the whole way back and like, how am I going to achieve that goal? So that starts with your list making. So this is what I know I need to do, and to break it down, I have X amount of hours to get it all in. And yeah, that's been really beneficial and helpful to me, and I've used it the whole way up as I went through school and college and training to be a lawyer and managing the hockey as well. I always managed to do both, and I think it's a really good life lesson, and it's been really helpful for me. So
I can imagine. I wish I'd known this at the start of lockdown. Nikki, thanks so much for joining us. I really appreciate it and really enjoyed it, and look forward to seeing you in the Olympics very soon.
Thanks so much for having me on. Take care.